My beloved child, please listen closely, for what I have to say is not just another story. This is not something ordinary that can be set aside or taken lightly. I have crossed great distances, moved mountains, and parted the seas of the spiritual world just to bring you this message at this very moment. Every word is chosen with care, every pause filled with meaning, because what I am about to reveal holds the power to shift the very course of your life. This truth is so important that even my angels are holding their breath, watching in awe at the lengths I have gone to reach your heart. They are astonished, amazed, and filled with wonder, because they know how significant this moment is. They see the divine hand at work, orchestrating every detail so that you would be here, right now, hearing what I need you to hear. There are things you are meant to know, and the time to know them is now, not later, not tomorrow, not when it's convenient. Every second matters, and before another moment passes, I am whispering into your spirit. I need you to understand just how crucial this is. You are standing at the edge of something new, something powerful, something that will redefine your journey. A shift is happening. It is not just an idea, not just a thought, but a living reality that is unfolding around you. You might not see it with your eyes, but your soul can already feel the tremors of change. I ask you to pay attention, to be alert, and to mark this moment. Type 555, a symbol of readiness, a sign that you are prepared to embrace the transformation I am sending your way. There is a divine drama unfolding, and you are not watching from the outside, you are at the very center of it. Every breath you take is part of a larger plan, and every heartbeat is tied to the rhythm of heaven itself. Do not let this sacred moment slip away. Stay with me, hold on to these words, for they are not just passing sounds. They are a key, unlocking what has been hidden and preparing you for the breakthrough that is closer than you can imagine. My dear child, there is more I need you to see, for while you slept peacefully last night, a battle unlike any other was being fought over your destiny. In the unseen realm, forces of darkness gathered, determined to snatch away the light and promise I placed within you. They saw your future shining brightly, and with envy burning in their hearts, they tried to extinguish it. They brought with them every lie, every accusation, every reminder of mistakes you have ever made, hoping to convince heaven itself that you were unworthy. But you were not alone. Standing tall, fierce, and unshakable was my faithful warrior, Michael. His very presence shook the heavens, and his sword gleamed with the fire of my truth. With every false word spoken against you, Michael struck down the accuser. With every venomous whisper meant to weaken your spirit, he silenced them with a roar of righteousness. He did not waver, and he did not allow a single lie to stand. Michael was both joyful and sorrowful that night, joyful because he witnessed the incredible power I released on your behalf, but sorrowful because he longs for you to truly understand the weight of what has taken place. You see, he knows the price of this battle, the intensity of the struggle, and how precious your life and destiny are in the grand story of eternity. He longs for you to realize that you are not forgotten, but fiercely defended. Even as the demons lined up with their accusations, their bitterness, and their envy, Michael stood as a wall of fire. They spoke of your past, of the times you stumbled, of the moments you doubted, and they believed those things could disqualify you. But Michael raised his hand, declaring that you are marked, chosen, and sealed by my promise. He reminded them that my love is stronger than any failure, and that my grace is deeper than any wound. So hear me now, this battle was not in vain. Every arrow that was meant to strike you fell harmlessly to the ground. Every chain that was meant to bind you was broken before it ever touched your soul. You are not walking this path unguarded. You are not moving through life abandoned. You are protected, you are covered, and you are standing today because I have assigned my most faithful defender to your side. Type Amen, and believe it with your whole heart, for your agreement with this truth is a prayer that echoes in heaven. In the stillness of the night, as you rested without knowing, the heavens opened into a sacred courtroom. It was not a dream, nor a vision, but a true moment in the unseen realm where eternity's laws are written and destinies are decided. The accusers marched forward with their false testimonies, armed with twisted words and dark intentions. They came to condemn you, to strike down your future, and to convince all of heaven that you did not deserve what I have promised. But I would not stay seated. I rose from my throne and leaned forward, and with a voice that thundered through the heavens I declared, "This one is mine." The entire courtroom shook at my words, for no accusation can stand when I have claimed ownership. My love for you became a shield, impenetrable and unbreakable. Every charge spoken against you lost its power in an instant. No testimony could stand against the truth of my covenant with you. I personally shattered every trap they had prepared. Every snare they thought would capture your steps, I broke before it could ever close around you. Their plans to derail your path were crushed under my authority. In one moment, everything meant to harm you was overturned, every curse spoken against you was cancelled, and every shadow that lingered was driven into the light. With my decree, I made sure that their schemes would never succeed. Then, with a final glance at the accusers who stood trembling before me, I spoke words that cannot be revoked, "Case dismissed." And with those two words, the courtroom fell silent. Chains dissolved into nothing. Lies were erased from the record. The weight of condemnation vanished, replaced by the sound of freedom ringing through eternity. What was taken from you was given back. What was hidden from you was revealed. What was lost was restored in a single, decisive moment. Your destiny was secured that night. Heaven itself bore witness as the verdict was written in your favor. Nothing the enemy attempted could stand, because I intervened. My child, let this truth settle deep within your spirit: your future is not fragile, it is protected. You walk forward not under judgment, but under grace. You are marked by victory, sealed by love, and covered in a promise that can never be broken. My beloved child, you need to understand that the heaviness you've been carrying was never meant for you. For too long, you have walked under a weight that did not belong to you, burdens placed by envious hearts and hidden hands working against your destiny. You felt confusion that had no explanation, struggles that didn't align with my purpose for you, and a heaviness that made no sense. This was not my discipline, nor was it a punishment. It was the result of jealousy, of silent opposition, and of secret schemes moving in the shadows. But last night, in the divine courtroom, everything was brought into the light. The hidden motives of those who smiled at you outwardly, but spoke against you in secret, were exposed before heaven. Their whispered words of envy, their plans to sabotage your path, and their attempts to hold you back were laid bare for all to see. Nothing remained hidden, for when my light shines, every shadow is scattered and every truth is revealed. This exposure was not meant to hurt you, but to free you. The lies that surrounded you have been shattered. The false appearances that confused you have been stripped away. Now, you will no longer walk under the weight of invisible chains or silent plots. You will see things clearly, as they truly are. This is a moment of divine covenant, a sacred unveiling where truth replaces deception, and clarity restores what confusion once stole. I want you to know that I stepped in because I could not allow the lies to continue. If I had not intervened, you would have kept questioning yourself, wondering why things felt so heavy, not realizing that it was never your fault. I broke through so you would not waste another moment carrying what wasn't yours to bear. My intervention was an act of love, a shield of protection, and a guarantee that you would walk free from what once entangled you. So now, my child, walk with confidence. The false coverings have been lifted, and the truth is yours to see. No more hidden agendas will control your path, and no more silent battles will weigh down your heart. What was meant to confuse you has been cancelled, and what was meant to hold you back has been destroyed. This is your covenant moment, your assurance that I am with you, revealing, exposing, and clearing the way for what I have destined you to become. My dear child, listen carefully, for this is the moment you have been waiting for. I have not only defended you, not only exposed what was hidden, but I have commanded restoration over your life. The books of heaven were opened, and I declared before all creation, restore what was stolen. Reveal what was hidden. Return everything that was taken. Joy, peace, opportunities, and favor that slipped from your hands are now being placed back into your life. What you thought was gone forever is returning in greater measure, for I am the God who restores beyond what was lost. While you wondered why the path was so heavy, I was already rearranging the future ahead of you. I have sent my messengers to go before you, to realign and reconfigure what the enemy tried to disrupt. Roads that were blocked have been cleared. Opportunities that were closed are now opening again. The very doors you once knocked on in vain have been commanded to swing wide open at my word. You will not walk into a barren land, but into a season where blessings overflow. This is the turning point. No longer will you walk with uncertainty, weighed down by confusion or bound by invisible chains. I have lifted those burdens from your shoulders, and I have broken every cycle that held you back. You will feel the difference in your spirit, you will sense the freedom, the clarity, and the joy of knowing that your steps are now ordered in my divine alignment. What lies ahead is not chaos but promise, not delay but fulfillment. I need you to receive this truth fully, not just with your mind but with your heart. Say yes to me, not only as a word, but as a declaration of faith. Your agreement with me is the key that unlocks the fullness of what I have prepared. This is not just about today, but about a new chapter being written in your story, one that is filled with breakthroughs, restoration, and victories that will silence every voice that once doubted you. So walk forward with boldness, my beloved. The battle has already been fought, and the victory is already yours. Your destiny is secured, your future is radiant, and your best days are not behind you, but waiting just ahead. Lift your eyes and step into this new path I have cleared for you. The blessings you have longed for, the peace you have prayed for, and the joy your heart has yearned for are ready to meet you. This is your moment of restoration, your moment of freedom, your moment to step boldly into the life I have prepared. Amen.